Okay, we are live. I'll wait a few minutes here. I know this is an odd time for me to generally go live, but yeah, wanted to answer a bunch of questions that I've been getting in the group and thought that this would be a great opportunity to tell a little bit more of my story of how exactly I managed to do all of this and also give you guys some inspiration as to how to get started, or if you've already been started and then maybe restarted and restarted again and again and again, how to do this one more time in a way that's going to actually work for you. So as you come in, say hi. I want to make sure that this system is working. I'm using Be Live again. So hopefully this is working for me. We'll see. Okay, let's see here. Hi, Miche. All right, great, awesome. People are coming on in. Very good. Awesome. All right, let's fix this. Hi, Kinga. Yay, good to see you. All right, so yesterday, I believe it was yesterday. I don't know, the days all blurred together. Hi, Kaylee. I posted a confession, and I posted the actual text from that post here in the description of this live, and it was pretty much a confession of, yeah, there is one thing that I don't have in common with my ideal clients, and I don't know. I guess I was grappling with the idea of, does that mean that I have absolute alignment with the people that I'm trying to help? Because, alignment and resonance is one of the key structures of how I make all of this work. Oh, hey, Tracy, good morning. Aloha. So, what I'm doing here is, number one, I grappled and I came to terms with it, of course. But I want to share with you exactly what it is and how it happened. And a lot of you, Tracy, will remember this from the very, very beginning. Tracy was one of the first people to join my group, and Helen, I think I saw her pop in here. Both people that I, reached out to before I even officially launched Heartfelt in the way that it is now. And so what I did when I came into the industry, the online coaching, for a very, very long time, over a decade now, and it was definitely going well, but I just kept finding myself coaching, and it just in so many different ways, whether it's my friends or my clients who I was doing their marketing for them, but also coaching them on how to like grow and attract, that kind of thing. So it was very interesting to find myself not just not even a year later saying, you know what, let's really look into this. And I generally how I make decisions. I think I'm gonna maybe make a decision. Oh, it's made. As soon as the words come out of my mouth, it's made. So I started to look around in the industry. So we had made the decision to leave New York for good. And so what happened was we moved here to the Caribbean, and all of my on-ground clients that I had back in New York, so lovely people, and I was still helping them and still moving things forward for them just from a distance. And then those contracts I knew were coming to an end. I was like, what do I want to do next? Do I want to try to get more clients like that and do their marketing? Or do I want to try something different? The whole online space is something that I've been really good at, I guess we'll say, manipulating, or, just I knew how it worked. I knew there was a business side and a personal side to Facebook and all the potential that there was there. I just hadn't really played around with it very much for myself. Did it for my clients. And so I decided to take a look. So I dug into what I could find, joining other groups for online coaches and stuff like that. Not to see if it was viable or see if people were making money, because obviously there are, or looked anyways, like everybody was making money and stuff like that. And the more I looked around, the more I hated it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hated what I saw. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. Wow, what that person just said, I would never be caught that saying to anybody, let alone somebody I wanted to bring on as a potential client. I just did not like what I was seeing. I hated everything about it. There were a couple of, little gems here and there. I learned a lot, but most of it was a hard no for me. That's how they do that. That's how they market themselves. That's how they move forward. One second, boys, please be quiet. Thank you. And so I was determined to still figure something out, because I want to do this, but not like that. No. And there were so many things, everything from, marketing in a way that made the reader feel really bad about themselves. Like, you have this XYZ problem and I am the only solution. Like, what? How do you even, what? Or, oh, I can relate so much to XYZ issue and I got over it and now I'm making $20,000 a week or something like that. It's like, what? How do you know that your system is going to work for me? I just, all of these things filled with otherness and divisiveness and people really getting catty, people just kind of tearing each other apart, whether they're competition or their potential client. It was just all about tearing and scratching that surface and being really gritty and gross and mean and judgmental. I did not like it. I did not like what I saw. And then on top of that, you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm horrible and that you need to be the person to solve my problems, and I have to pay you $20,000. At the same time, it's like, oh my God, I am so small feeling just because these coaches just make me feel like, ugh. And I wasn't even needing their services. I was just sitting with the idea of if I was in that position, how would I feel about this brand or style of marketing? And then all of the pictures and yachts and everything. And it's just like, this is not real. This feels so distant, and these long form posts going on and on and on and on and on, all about themselves and not about the people that they're trying to help. It was just all too much, all too much. All the while they're saying that they are serving. Yes, that is my ultimate point, EJ. Yes, exactly. Hi, Portia. So that I didn't like. I didn't like any of it. So I decided to do it. I know, right? What? I decided to do it, but I decided to do it my way. I decided to do it differently for myself so that I could teach everybody else how to do it differently for themselves. I found a paradigm, I found a number of paradigms, and I broke them for myself. And then I was able to do it for all of you as well. So now we're changing the paradigm first for you and then with you. That was how I started this whole thing. And now, yes, I will be, those of you who are in the incubator and in my collective, this whole week, actually for the rest of this month until June 1st, I'm going to be sitting with you individually and helping you find your own paradigm. And we're going to break it, and we're going to break it for everybody else. And you're going to have this kind of splash that you can make as well. We're not trying to sprinkle into the industry here. We're trying to splash into the industry. And now that was bold and that was brave and a little crazy and maybe a little dangerous. I did get a lot of hate for it. Some of you saw some of that hate that came early on, and I was just a mess. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Now I don't care. Hate away. It's on you. It's not on me. Who was it that posted something? Somebody, one of you all posted something. Like, it's on them, not on me. I think maybe it was, I don't know. Was it Elaine? I don't know. But it was very, very interesting how that happened. And for me, it was natural. And that's really where I want to get to. Yes, break a paradigm, find just the right one for you and break that paradigm and do it boldly. Tell people you're doing this. I don't like this. I know you don't like it either. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to fix it. Join me. Come on. Come on. Let's fix it together and really make a statement of it. Really do that. And once I did that, I was getting interviews and I was going on podcasts, and the whole thing kind of exploded in my face like 2,000 people later. And it's like, okay, that's working. That's working. It's still working. Yep, it's still working. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, yep, this is working. Let's go. Let's keep doing this. And that's happening for me because of something particular. And I was going to just kind of leave this live at that. Hey, everybody, let's go find some paradigms and fix the world together. That was going to be my call to action. It still is my call to action here. But speaking of Elaine, a dear friend of mine, one of my favorite people in the whole world, was having a discussion with me this morning about this topic. And she had a dream about me. It's like, you need to go deeper. You need to go deeper, deeper. What is it? What is that mindset, that mentality, or what is it that allows you to see paradigms as opportunities rather than things that you just suck about the world? And I figured it out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, Elaine is amazing. So I figured it out. And it all comes down to permission. So many of us, and I've seen so many of you talking about, I need to give myself permission, or so-and-so is in my group and I just don't feel like I have the permission to really be out there and go bold without being judged or whatever, or without sacrificing something else. Or permission. It comes down to permission. And for me, that's not a thing. It's not part of how I'm wired. I'm just not wired to ask permission. And, my husband is very much the same way. So I don't feel like there's an issue there. Like, I don't have to be like, do you mind if I am massively successful? He's going to be look at me like, you need to apologize for not being it. And it really made me think of that phrase that we often use in the household is, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. And that is something that we kind of laugh about just because sometimes we do have to ask forgiveness. We go bold. We're very big thinkers and doers here. But at the same time, I really think about that phrase. I would rather ask forgiveness than permission. So let's think about the things that we need to ask permission for anyways. If it was something that if you actually did it and it worked, would you have to ask for forgiveness for that? I mean, it doesn't work in my head. I don't know. The idea here is if you were to sit down with yourself, your family, your spouse, whoever it is, and actually ask for forgiveness for having a successful business, they'd look at you like, wait, I'm confused. So if you wouldn't have to apologize for it in the future, you don't have to ask for permission for it now. And this goes beyond the people around you as well. It's yourself. You have to give yourself permission to be bold, to change the world, to find paradigms and say no right to its face and just wait to see what happens. You have to really know yourself and understand that you don't need to be asking permission to have a massively successful launch of your business. Now, there are so many questions that I've gotten on this. So I'm going to be going on all week about this because I don't have time in one day. I do have to get to my clients and my incubator members. But the first thing that I want you to think about is permission and how you need to either rewire the way that you approach giving yourself permission or getting permission from your culture or your family or your lifestyle. Who is it that we need to ask permission from? And then why? Why do I feel like I need to ask permission? And that's really going to be an interesting answer for you because for me, it's not. I was actually raised in a way where, yeah, I was very loved and nurtured and, food and clothing, roof over my head, all of that for me. But I also was not actually molded to have these boundaries left or right with, go Jessa, we totally believe in you. Yeah, you're a rock star. You can do anything. Or the opposite either. And there was nobody really there to say, no, you can't do that. That's crazy. How are you even going to do that? I didn't have this. I didn't have any of that. So I took that as I can do whatever I want. I'm going to try at least. I'm at least going to try. And if it doesn't work, I'll try something else. And if that doesn't work, I'll try something else. There was no instillment in me with that kind of a boundary of this is not going to work. So why would you do that? Nobody was there to say, no, you shouldn't do that. And don't get me wrong. I got a lot of things wrong. I definitely screwed up a lot. Okay. I did it a lot. But at the end of the day, that gave me the ability to not even really wonder, is this going to work? Or how is this going to affect things? Or do I need permission for this? And a lot of times permission can just come up and look like support. And that is something that I have. I have a lot of support. But I do see many of my clients who feel like their support is actually like how permission manifests itself. And I've never needed that either. If I had support, yay, this is probably going to work even better than I thought now. But if I haven't had support, I still did these things. I flitted around the world for 3 years all by myself with no support and still made that work and was a massive success there as well. And nobody was there to be like, that's a really dumb idea. And it was a dumb idea. I almost got blown up. But the idea here is that I did it, it worked. And whether or not I had support or not, it still happened for me because I didn't need it. So now needing support and having support are two very different things. And if you're part of Heartfelt, you have support. You have my undying love and support. So you've got that. And if you need that to look like permission, then take it, run with it. I give you permission to just be successful, be massively successful. Find those things you want to change and really make it happen for yourself, because you making it happen for yourself means it's going to happen for other people. Whatever it is that you're offering them, whatever kind of change or transformation or growth or service that you're trying to give these people, you're giving yourself permission to give it to them so that they can heal and grow and share and actually engage in it with you. It's yours. So when it comes to things like how do I get started? One of the most recent questions I got, I think it was from Kay, and she was asking me, like, what about, the boundaries that we set for ourselves in the beginning, like betaing and having practice clients and saying, okay, maybe we can barter so that we can all get experience, that kind of thing. Go for it. Go for it. I didn't really do that. I mean, I do barter things with my friends, my close friends. I will barter things. But that's because we're on a similar mission, on a similar path, and we're kind of pushing each other in the same direction at the same time. When I came on, I did not say, you know what, I'm new. Can I have some test clients so that I can get some testimonials? I was like, you know what? I'm new here. Who needs help? How does this go? What do you need? And I just owned it. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that, because I also was able to see that I had value. I've been marketing and I've been in media for over a decade in Manhattan. I got this. I know what's going on here. I know this drill. I just need to be introduced to some people. I knew nobody and I had nothing of a platform. And it grew from there because I was bold enough or dumb enough, whatever you want to call it, to see the paradigm for exactly what it is and be like, hey, you don't have permission to be that way for me. Instead of saying, do I have permission to change that paradigm? Anybody? Anybody? I wasn't like, no, that is a hard no. No, hell no, I'm not doing that way. And I didn't. And now I'm teaching everybody in the incubator and everybody in the collective how to do it this way instead. And it's creating waves and it's creating a movement. It is now a movement where thousands of people have gotten the help that they need, whether it's business coaching or anxiety coaching or abundance coaching or client attraction or just energy healing, all of these things people are getting at whatever price they can afford, because I was like, I'm not charging that. That's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give it all away. That's what I'm going to do. And it works. It works. So what I want you to do between today and tomorrow, for when we have our next conversation about this, how to actually just make that splash and get going, I want you to think about the idea of, it should take some time, building things like this takes time, and I need to be patient and it'll come together if I just keep plugging away. No, get rid of it. Get rid of that. It's not going to work for you. It's not meant to work for you that way. You are here. You are awesome. You have things that you want to do. You're amazing at what you do. You're passionate about what you do. Having both of these things are like super weapons. You can do anything with that. And if you're going to do it quietly, do it somewhere else, because I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. I want you to really sit with the idea that you can and you should and you deserve to have massive success and exposure and excitement and buzz and energy around your business. Because once you give yourself permission to do that, then everything changes. The things that you do, your intuitive actions, the places you go, the people you talk to, how you talk to them even changes. I had one member, Shannon, I'm going to call you out, in the incubator last weekend. She was talking to somebody who she probably wouldn't have even talked to in the first place if she hadn't shifted her energy this way. And she just blew this person's mind. She's like, I've never seen somebody talk about this topic this way. You're glowing. You're literally glowing about your business. And it changed. And now she's got some huge on-ground opportunities in her community with everything from churches and wineries. This is awesome because she owns it. I'm going big. I'm making changes. Paradigm shifting. Let's go. This is how we're doing it. And everybody's like, where's the key? Where's the door? How do I get in? You're just like fiddling to get in and really pick her brain, because she made that shift. She believes it. She knows it. She sees it happening. Things are moving. She's got a message ready to go because she gave herself that permission. So that's really exciting. And granted, that's just one person because I just heard about it this morning, top of mind. So definitely take some time between today and tomorrow, because starting tomorrow, I'm going to give you more action steps on exactly how to just splash in and be like, hey, I'm here. What do you need? Here it is. I want you to be able to do that. So action steps start tomorrow. But today I want you to sit with that mindset, that mentality of having to give yourself permission and agreeing that it should take time to build this thing, and we gotta move slow. We gotta make the right networking and all of that. Get rid of it, clean it out, scream if you need to, like, oh my God. If you feel the need to apologize to yourself for telling yourself that, do that. Whatever it takes, clear that out, because that is false. That is not how this should work for you. It's not how it worked for me. And I'm nothing special. The only thing special about me is that I don't give myself permission to do anything. I don't need permission. I'm a grown woman. I do not need permission to have what I want in life. And neither do you. You don't need it. You should not require it. And I want you to really sit with that. You do not require permission, and it should not take a lot of time to do it. Yeah, it will take a little bit of time to, gain things like celebrity. It took me a good 6 months around there to really become a name or a voice in my industry the way that I am. But once that happened, it all exploded again, and just all these mushroom clouds everywhere. And I'm not sitting around waiting for them to happen. I'm creating them by giving myself permission to do things like this live here. I did not have to give myself permission. Okay, should I not? Why would I? I'm sorry. Oh, no. This is what we're talking about, and this is how and why we're doing it. So give yourself permission if that's what you need, or remove the entire concept of needing permission. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'll do what I want. Thank you very much. And let's move forward and set a new pace for yourself, a brand new pace, because we're going to try to rewire you a little bit so that you can just be bold and make changes and really be just kind of a gravitational pull for your ideal clients, and creating a story that's really going to be compelling enough for everybody to be like, I want to be a part of that story. And they're going to be asking permission. They're literally going to be saying, can I please be your client? That is how it works for me. People ask if they can be my client. And that's how I don't pitch to them. I don't pitch to anybody. All of you who have worked with me, I've never, ever pitched to you. Never. You asked me, can I please be your client? And of course, the answer is yes. So that all being said, I have to get ready for the incubator session for today. So if you're in the incubator, guess what? Your homework's going to be little sneak peek here. So I will see everybody again soon. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing action steps. So please do your homework. If you want, you can private message me your ideas and the concerns and your questions. I've had a couple of conversations around this where people are like, well, it doesn't really work exactly that way for me. It's more like this. So let's work it out. Let's either get you the permission or remove the concept of needing it in the first place. And let's rewire the way that you think this should go. And let's move forward. Action steps tomorrow, mindset today. All right, everybody? I will see you all soon.